Welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and we are heading here to a very faraway system in our cluster. And I'm gonna head here because this is a location where we have a lot of crude oil, and that's one of the things we're running out of. Basically what's happening at this point in the series is that we've started expanding, and a lot of the things that we built on our original planet just doesn't work anymore. And because of that, I am going to have to expand. I am going to expand out here into this water world. As you can see, I've set something up because honestly, setting up this thing, it's not super engaging, but I wanted to show you this water world. And also look at this crude oil, 122. Actually has even more, but we already start. As soon as we start harvesting it. I'm just going to show you this one so that if you want to look for it yourself, then you can. Sorry, I can't remember the name that it had before. I know that some people have been asking me to remember those, but yeah, well, sorry. This is the location. It has. Oh, damn! I want to press that. I want to press not the planets though. That one. So this is a really good location. I wanted to go really far away so that we could get a lot of crude oil and some spiniform as well. Look at that, 5 million spiniform, yummy. And also sulfuric acid ocean, that's actually really nice. But also a lot of iron and copper, because we do need to make a smelting planet. That's not what we want to do today, but as I said, we have a lot of things that are sort of running out. And concrete is one of the things that are running out, and the particle containers are running out as well. And both of those things are things we need in abundance. So we are going to find another location in this star system, solar system, Barthok. There we go. And as usual, just mentioning that all of these planets are named after the hype train winners during my live streams. So if you want to be part of the live streams, you can come on over, twitch.tv/Nilaus. So what do we have here? This is yet another planet. I've also set this up, and I'm going to be continuing to set these up before we get started. I've even sort of marked some location for us to start building on, because this planet has a very, very nice 55 million stone. That's really nice. It has a smidge of iron, so we're going to bring iron inbound here, but we will be making stone, and that means this is a perfect location for us to make concrete. Now, what I wanted to show first in this case is a design that we came up with on Twitch, because it is super amazing. So basically there are going to be two things that we want to do in this episode. I want to make like a really cool self-contained design for particle containers, and I want to show you this really awesome design that is probably going to be some kind of my variant of endgame design for some of the smelting parts. And I'm really happy, and it uses stackers. It's absolutely insane. So what is this monstrosity? We are going. So one of the first things is we have a stacking out here. That means each belt outbound from this location can actually contain 60. And then I was like, you know what? If this can contain 60, then I should be able to have an outbound. Well, let's see. If it contains 60, then I can take outbound and like this. Then we can take this one, and I do 15, and I do another 15 as well. And that just hits exactly where the border is. This is the border. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big squares. So this is exactly as it is. And this one means that if I use this, then this belt can actually support both sides, because they're each consuming 30 on either side, and it's pretty good. And there. And I'm also going to do the back on the other side. Now, this is just Mark 1 belt, but if we just imagine in the future where we have stacking up to 4, yeah, that means I can get 120 out on a belt because it's stacked 4 high and 30 per second. So if that is actually the case, then it would be possible for me to actually use Mark II smelters. Yeah, because that would consume 60 on either side, and that would be great. The problem here is that if I look at this, then it's also outputting 60, and that's twice as much as I can have on this belt. So that's no good. But I'd still like to try it though. I'd still like to see if we can get that somewhere. So we are going to start by powering this. Because I think that's where we are going to go here. Because I want to show you the design, and then we can see how it works. And we are also going to test it, because there's no point in doing something like this and doing it purely theoretical. Let's also do a test of it. Wow, that's funny how I can't click it there. There. And they will go right at the end. Good. And then I need all of this being... Now, we don't really need to test the inbound of this. We just need to test the outbound. If I do here... That is 15, and that's another 15. So this will consume 60 and deliver 60. That means we now need to get this one. Let's get some of these. They will be exclusively requesting local and exclusively providing local. And I will just go. I don't know if they can keep up. We definitely need some more researchers down here on that side. That's faster speed. And then we'd also really like to get the higher carrying capacity here. Yeah. But they're coming in. And we want to see if they go out immediately. Unfortunately, it's a bit bleak here. You can see it goes further down, and we should be able to see that after just a bit of time, it goes all the way and consumes all of it. You can see it comes here and bursts all the way. And this one is even starting. Let's see if before it runs out, if it gets some other ones. Yep, just as it runs out, it gets another one. And then we also now have the problem, as you can see here, these cannot output. So there is definitely a problem that we need to deal with. Let's switch this off so that nothing else comes in. So that's the part we need to work with. Now, stackers, or pilers. Here is the thing though. If I put a piler in the middle. Where's the middle? Well, we should be able to find the middle. There, good. If I put a piler in here. I think I want to take that one. Right there. 3 out. That one. Then you might say, oh, well, but it's now about twice the capacity. That's good. Yeah, but that's not how it works, because what happens after it comes in here means that it will now, on the outside, if we forget all the rest of it, then it will be... No, actually, I'll do that because it's easy enough to build. I want to show you this because it's kind of super important that we get this right. There. I'm going to switch it on again. Now we're only consuming 30 of it, so that we should consume the full belt. And what we'll see on the outbound side here, once the whole thing is activated, there we go, we will see that the belt will either be too high or 0. So it'll be 2 0 2 0 2 0. That means the next ones can only be placing them in the gaps between. So that means if I start doing this one, remove it. That one has to be built manually, but the rest can be built. That's 2 3 4 5 6 7. So if I build 7 more, these can all output on the gaps, and we can now see the belt here is either going to be full or empty. And then once every, if I put 8, then this one won't be able to output all the time. See, it'll put in here, but it won't be able to put all of them out. Over time, we'll see that it stacks up, because that would be, there's only room for 7.5 here. So there's a problem. That means we need to put in another stacker, which means now if we look at this belt here, it's going to be 2 1 2 1 2 1. Maybe some gaps here because of whatever. And then if I stack it here, then the 2s and the 1s will then be stacked together again. And I'm actually going to take you here. But it doesn't quite work all the way over, because that's 8 now. 8 is just too much to put in on this belt. So we're going to have to do something we've done before. 1 2 3. And then at the very, very end here, at the very end, as in there are 2 left, if we build a stacker at this point and just let it go, we should be able to see that every single one can output once it has emptied, because since I stopped the belt, hold on, I need to start it over from scratch. I think this is so important that we need to get it, need to understand it in all of its detail. And yeah, before we sort of conclude anything. Otherwise you'll be just go like, well, is that really the case? But we need to make sure that this is completely empty, and then we'll start it up again once it's completely empty. And it's, wow, there's just a lot of stuff in here. Not a lot more. Yeah, okay, I don't want to wait for that. So the ones here right before, they are the ones that had the biggest stockpiles. Yeah, all empty, and all empty. Okay, so we can now... Hold on, I also need to make sure that... I'll just delete it, because I want to make sure this is mostly for test purposes. There we go. I'm going to enable it again. And what we want to see is that there should be none of these that stack up. All of them should be producing, and all of them should be able to output. And then we'll have a weird belt here where some of it is stacked 4 high, some is stacked 3 high, some is empty. But either way, there is enough room for these to always output. The ones we need to be concerned with are these ones. These are the right where the belt is the densest. And this one as well, where it is as dense as possible. And the final one, this one as well. And as you can see, everything is working. I'm consuming 60 per second, and I am outputting back here 60 per second. But if you don't trust me, there's an even better way of doing it. Yeah. Actually, why are you not there? Here. This one is going to be cycle time 60 seconds, and we are just going to target flow 3600, right? Is that correct? Is that correct? Yeah, that will be 60 per second out. I have no idea how that one works. If this condition is equal to the target flow, then set a pass, I think. And thank you for the drive engine. Funny how that one goes. But anyway, I'm pretty sure we'll get it. We'll just need this to go, and I will just delete this once in a while just to see that it works. And if it works, it also has this advantage that I can actually also put it in on this side as well, and then we can build this mirrored so that can be a return belt, and I can do this one as an output belt as well. And hold on, this is now run for 1 minute consistently, and it generates exactly 3600 per minute, which is 60 per second. That is amazing. All right, that is absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to build the remainder of this. I'm not going to build it like this. Am I going to? Well, the thing is, these ones consume 4 times as much power, and I don't have more than like a mediocre power here. So already with this thing here on, it's already struggling. So what I want to do is we want to build sort of a normal thing. I wanted to show you this because this means that we can now do a design that is ready for the final. The final being 4 lanes of Mark II smelters, 240 per second inbound, outbounds for this build. I hope that you think that's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty awesome. So let's build the rest of this one, and also build some steel, and then we can look at some concrete production after that. Alright, so the build is complete. We are building a lot of this, and of course, as you can probably imagine, power is not great. And it'll be better once this one sort of stalls and we can continue. But what are we going to do when we have too much power consumption? Well, we are going to increase our power consumption. I will deal with it and I will fix it, but I won't fix it right now. Because we want to build this planet completed, and then we can move on to the next part, the next place. And the first thing we do on the next location is actually to fix the power, or to saturate the power. Here, this is what we want to do, and we want to make sure that these are only requested locally, but they are provided remotely as well. So what do I want to do? I want to make sure that it only goes over to this one, because that's the limit. That means I am going to get... I do this part. And I do... Actually, now that it has 60 per second, then I don't really need that. Then I'm going to do it as close as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess that's all we can get here. There. And they're now speed 1.5, so that's also helping quite a bit as well. And that goes here, and that goes here. So that means it's actually 9 per second. This is on a 1 second cycle, so it's producing 9 per second. I think that's pretty good. What we're going to do is just drag it back there, and I'm not going to proliferate this, neither before nor after. I don't think that's valuable, because we're just using iron and iron and stone for this, and those are things we have in abundance. So inbound, 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 outbound, and outbound. Now this will only give us 10,000 storage, so that's definitely not enough. What we really need is to put some storage boxes in here. How close can we make it? Yeah, let's do it like that. 5 maybe? High, 6 high. Yeah. It's too much. I don't want it clipping. And then I need to make sure that whatever we get goes in, 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 and then it goes out again. Out, out, out. And on this side as well. In, in. And out, out, out. All good. Now we just need some power poles for this. Let's see where we want to make those power poles. I think if we can make it here, 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 and there. Perfect. What do we need? We don't need this much. We'll just go like 1,000 of this and 2,000 here. And you will also get the other parts. Yep, that is good. And everything is hooked up. Then I will just request and request. And I'm pretty happy with this. So let's just build more of that, because we want to make sure that not only are we producing it fast, but we are also storing it in large quantity. So that one should be the good point. Yep. And you know, since we are out of power, that seems to be the best opportunity for us to expand some more. That's 1 high. I think that it's gonna be tough to set. And we of course need to put in there, so they actually start requesting stuff. That's definitely not what I want. Oh crap. I put it into a box, so now it's stuck on the belt here. Yep. I want to make sure that it empties. There we go. Alright, so we now have concrete production. Quite a lot of concrete production. Quite a lot of smelting, copper, smelting here for everything. They are blinking because they can't stack anything. That's great. What we want to do, one more thing, because we are going to make a Dyson Sphere in this location. Now, in my previous Let's Play last season, I also had one called Sergeant Dubious, a Master of the Path patron supporter. Thank you very much. Still around. Thank you as well. He was... Oh, if only we had concrete, right? If only we had concrete. That's a bit. We didn't really get to actually build a big Dyson Sphere around here, so that's what we're going to do in this case. We are going to build a nice Dyson Sphere around here. I'm not... Well, we'll see what it's going to look like. Why is it blue? Is it blue? I guess it's blue here. What we want to do is, at this point... Oh, actually, it's better to just build it right here. If I look at that line, then we go into my blueprints, and we have the smallest circle here, because that means we can now start consuming things from the Dyson Sphere. What Dyson Sphere, you say? Yeah, that's a good point. We don't have a Dyson Sphere right now. We will get one. we'll get one. But right now we are focusing on our building on the Dyson Sphere in the home region, because that's still not done yet. So we are going to just make a Dyson Swarm because we have plenty of that. We're not going to be requesting any of this inbound because, well, I don't need it. But this will give us just a bit of power when we actually have a Dyson Sphere available. Until then, we don't get any power from this. But let's hurry up and leave this miserable location with all of its power woes and go on to the next location, which we also have prepared. There's a lot of things we want to do in this one. This is another nice design that we have prepared for you. So we will go to Everlist 3. Everlist 2 is the water world. Everlist 3 is the next location. The reason why I don't want to build the warper on Barthik is because Barthik doesn't have an atmosphere, and I really need that atmosphere around here. There we go. Also, of course, I have prepared in this one in advance so that we can actually build it. And I've even done so much that I have prepared this location. This is the location that we want to build it on. And the first thing we want to build is, of course, the Dyson Sphere launcher. When we do a Dyson Sphere launcher, we want to make sure that we have a Dyson Sphere that's ready. This is a really, really cool blueprint made by Everlist, since we have 2 planets named after Everlist. Everlist also provided a really cool design, some flowers. They are in 7 different layers, and they should be moving independently of each other so that they will sort of overlap at weird intervals. Absolutely amazing. And we have our Dyson swarms already set up, so they're ready to go. All of this, of course, is available on the website, so don't you worry. You can get this cool flower made by Everlist if you want as well. What I want to do, though, is I want to go here, right on this place, and build a nice design here. I love this. This is probably my best blueprint. So, let's build it and see. Yeah, crap. Ah! Okay, so this one is not friendly. Go away. And we'll try one more time. Here, Dyson Builder, there. Thought I prepared it. And so we are completed on this design. We just missed a few of the ray receivers. Now we have all the ray receivers. It's really important that before you start putting down blueprint, set up the 4. Set up these 2, 3, 4, because these ones are referencing 2, 3, and 4. And if they don't exist, well, it's just going to be bad. Here I am going to get and all that, and I'm going to be requesting it. I'm probably not going to get any. Here, though, I am pretty sure I'm going to get what I want, so we'll be requesting this one. Go. Yeah. Everything's awesome. Oh, there actually not a single one is coming out from here. So we will be getting some power, and this will also give us quite a lot of power once this whole thing is set up, which gives us all what we need in order to get started on the next design. Let's find a good location. I think we know where the location is, because there is... Oh, just litter. Remove the litter. We don't care. Alright, so we need some concrete. If only we had like a nice place that built lots and lots of concrete for us, so we could always just grab some more concrete. Lovely. And let's see, is it? Yeah, there is. Of course, the color. That's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to take this part here, and that's going to be built. So what we're going to do now is we are going to do a massive, awesome design. That's the plan, at least. And yeah, I can't go closer, but I don't want to go closer, so I'm going to take it down here. Let me pave some pathing here so we can know how much space we need. Alright, so I've marked a bit of space here, and I think this is what we're going to need for our build. And also we can see that things are coming in. We still don't have any of these, but that's okay, because we'd rather want to focus on the original build in first, and then move on to this one afterwards. Right, so what are we going to do? We are going to build a design for the particle containers. The particle containers, and here we have actually the issue. I am running out of interstellar logistic stations. We can also see in our requester here, I'm not getting any, because we simply are, well, running out of interstellar logistic stations. So interstellar logistic stations, you need a lot of the particle containers, and also a lot of other things need particle containers. Particle containers, supermagnetic rings, electromagnetic turbines, strange matter for that Right, a titanium alloy. Those are sort of like some of those intermediate items that you just, as you scale up, you really need a lot of. So that's the stuff that we really need to focus on. And today it's the particle containers as well as tapping a new solar system. That means we are going to get the green engines. They will actually not come in here. They will come in with on belt. And what's the other thing? That one, and we'll get this one as well. And do we want some proliferation? Yeah, yes. Well, actually, my plan is that... Okay, here's the plan. The plan is I want 2 of these builds next to each other, and they will be connected. So this one will be making electromagnetic turbines. Obviously, it's not going to be electromagnetic turbines. I'm going to request the electric motor, and I'm going to request this part. But instead of getting the electromagnetic turbines back here, I'm going to move them directly over to the other one. And that means we can also... Not the eggs. There. Request this. That means we also should, and this is something I should be doing generally, always requesting 1000 of these. Go. And that is good. Yes. But I want to make this one first. Right, let's talk about numbers. Yay, numbers. I am going to make 30 per second. How much is that? Well, I've done some pre-calculation because of course I have. And 16 is the right number. 16 of these. Oh yeah, by the way, I am mining unipolar magnets, but I don't want to use unipolar magnets for this part. Yes, it's a bit simpler, but it's 10 unipolar magnets, and I don't have very much unipolar magnets. So if I start using it here, I will run out of unipolar magnets, and that means no Mark II smelters. So I'm not going to be mining and using unipolar magnets for this until I have like really, really high range utilization. That's just the way I feel like. This one is on a 4-second cycle. So if we pretend these are speed 1, if I have 4 here, that means this would be 1 per second. And if I have 16 deep, that means this would be 16 per second. But it is 1.5 speed, so that means it's actually 24 per second. And I'm going to proliferate it with plus 25%. So 24 becomes plus 25%. It becomes 30. So 16 by 4 is the magic number we are looking for. And then I need to figure out how that magic number adds up here. We are going to get an output here. Let's get just some of the basic outputs. Let's get that all the way down here. We know approximately where it needs to go. And then we'll take this one as a return belt. Good. Then we are going to get the graphene. Let's get that out here. And is that enough space? I think that's enough space. And then comes the other one, which is going to be a bit weird. That's the green one, which I then have to figure out how to do. Let me get you a bit more speed here, because the plan is to use there. So that's where it comes in. Yeah. And let's get one in here, and let's see if this is even the right location for it. Let's get it there. Here and here. And then on the other side, we're going to do somewhat the same. This part is going over to that location. Take this out. And you'll go in here. Yep. Take all of this out. I think this is a really cool build, and the point of this, in my opinion, cool build is that it is easy to stamp down in multiple copies, and it's also self-contained in terms of how much is flowing on the belt and how much it just works really nice, because if you want double it, you just stamp out double. That's really nice. And it's not sort of dependent on your central production of electromagnetic turbines, which is something I really want to avoid. Now let me see. I need to be the lowest one has to be the return one. Yeah. So return, and then outbound for here and inbound. Good. Over on the other side as well, I am going to get And it goes in. And then the return belt. It is quite deliberate that I have the return belts on the outside, because they will be mostly empty, so I don't stack up valuable resources on a belt. This is good. And then we need to get all of the inputs and outputs. Might as well go do that first. This is in, and in. And then on the side it is... no. In and out. In and out, I guess. Something like this. And... oops. One more. I love this part where you just build it once and then drag it down. Favorite feature, favorite feature. Alright, that's the first one. I am really happy with this. Now comes the next part. We are going to do electromagnetic turbines in here. And I also want to proliferate the electromagnetic turbines because they're annoying. So let's make sure that we also get that sorted. First we are going to... oh, power poles. Well, let's get some power poles. Power poles is something we always have enough of, right? Here. We also might as well... see, I've requested a few extra things here. But let's take that. And take that. And take that. You should be only 500. There we go. We should be stocked up again. And let's see, where can we do the power lines? Power lines here. I can do it if I do it here and here. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll probably get the one here behind because someone has to. And that's the power lines. Next is the production of electromagnetic. This is only 2 inbounds, and I'm going to produce the electric motors somewhere else and just bring them in by drones. Well, I think the answer is... oh, first of all, we have to figure out how big we want to build it. That's the most important thing. All right, so this thing here is each of them producing or consuming 2 electromagnetic engines each. Electromagnetic turbo, whatever. 2 green stuff each. And I'm producing 24 and then adding the productivity. So I need 24 times 2, that means 48. If I have 48 of this, then I will need 13 of these here. And I want to make it absolutely clear. This is 15. There. Why 13? Well, it just so happens that it fits. Because if I do 13... if I do 13, then I have 13, and they are crafting on a 2-second cycle. First, 13 times 4, it's 52. And they're crafting on a 2-second cycle. So if they were speed 1, they would producing 24 per second, 26 per second, but they're speed 1.5, so they're producing 39 per second. And then I add the productivity of 25%, and then I get 48.75. A slight surplus of what we need. And we're going to then get inputs here. That'll be really nice and simple. And electromagnetic turbines. That one. And we get the output there. And let's see. These also need to be set up with the resources. Now I'm doing it mirrored. Yeah, that's fine. And return. But the return is going to be different because this point here, it's not going back in. It is going into up here. And that gets worse than that because how many did we say we wanted? We wanted 48. So this is no good, is it? Because I can't transport 48 on a single non-stack belt. That's correct. But I can stack it on a stack belt though. So I'm going to stack right before. Look at me using stackers, right? I hated stackers, but they are actually, if we find some good cases, they actually can be useful. It's a useful product that just need to know where to do it. Now, you might be saying like, whoa. it's not going to stack because this belt is not full, so it's not going to stack. And that's correct. So what it will happen is that it'll be producing here, and they will come in here sort of not on a full belt, therefore the stacker won't really do much. Then they'll go up here, and then they'll try to put in 48 on this belt that can carry 30, and then it starts backlogging. As it backlogs, it starts stacking, and that means it can carry up to 60, and then it'll sort of fluctuate back and forth, and that will actually work. It seems weird, but it will work, and it'll sort of self-balance on how much it's going to be stacked. It's going to be stacking as little as possible, but it will be stacking just enough to make sure that it goes through. Yeah, and oops. And then we just built this part. All 13 of them. That. And that. And the last one needs to be cut. And then of course we need some power poles. Also for the stacker needs some power poles as well. So we're going to do the same as we've done before. Let's get it up there and there. There we go. Now power is established. I'm not even going to try building it with this one because we know it's going to work. I hope. So what we are going to do instead is we are going to build another one. And then we'll unleash the whole thing at the end. I hope that's the plan at least. So now the first thing, this is going to be electric motors, and they will be coming in here because I need quite a lot of electric motors. If we look at the electromagnetic turbines, what we need here, this is 2 of them. And how many are we producing? We're consuming 78 of them, so I need to build more. And what I'm going to do is I am going to build 11 deep on this one, because I just calculated that will work. And I will be... Let's get something back here. And then it'll be matched with... Oh, we need the inputs. This requires... And this is where it gets dicey because I can't do the gears because they need to be built separate. And they need to be proliferated while coming in. There, so I need to do this, and then I'll have to figure out how to do the gears as well, separately. And this one also needs... Oh, whoa. I forgot the proliferation. How did I forget that? Well, the thing is, there's still room for it. Do not despair. Here is input, and this is input, and this is input, and this is input. And then on this one it gets... that's the return, so don't do that. Let me see. Is it really close or is it on the line? I think I should put it on the line here. Much easier to manage that one. On the line and... Oh, damn it. Yeah. And then that one. That one. Good. Oh, wow. That's... We'll put it one here. Good. Power line. And that means... I'll even start building this one now. That's the only one I want to build. And we'll get some more. You're going to build that. And then I want to build it here. And then go all the way up to the very end. I love that part where you can just have one and then steer it with all of it. Good. Alright, this also needs to be proliferated. So let's do this one. I am going to do 11. I'll build it. 1, 2, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There. And that will be motors. And I do 4 wide. So I'm going to get something inbound that should be... Let's get the iron inbound. That's the cheapest one to get inbound. Here. That one. And now this has to be really careful, because I'm going to get the gears inbound at that location. Why is that a problem? Well, because gears have to be produced next to us. So I need this one, just like the green circuits before, I need it sort of in a weird way. And that means this is again going to be the gears coming in. And then the other one will be coming in here. That. And that'll be the iron bound, inbound, outbound, something. Yep. And the return. I'm actually wondering if I could sneak this in here. Like that. Because then I could take this as iron. I could take you. And that would leave this one for the proliferation. Which will just make it a lot easier if I can proliferate from outside here. Because this also needs to be proliferated on this line. Not the return, but here, here. That one. And inbound and inbound. Yes. And that tells me these two are the ones where we get the iron inbound. Let's see. We're still not done, yo. We're still not done. What are we missing? We're missing a return belt on this, which goes in here. And then we need the iron outbound there. And they also need proliferation. Both. Good. So the proliferator is going from here. It's getting its work cut out for it. Through here. I love these proliferator builds. I love them. And let's do the inbounds and outbounds here. And it should be correct in, out. No, I don't want it that way. I want it that way. And then I want in. And you are going here. Because that gets it much easier to do in and out, and then you can go to that one. Great. And this is only going to be half of what we need. Even with proliferation and all, then it's still only going to be half. Right, so this one is consuming a lot. Let's build the power poles and then figure out how much we're actually consuming and producing here. I did the calculations in advance. If we have 11 of these builds, then it's producing 1 every 2 seconds. I know I'm saying 11, but it's actually 44. That means I'm producing 22 if it was speed 1. Then it's 33 because it's speed 2. That's also going to be how much it's needing inbound. And I'm going to put that here, which still doesn't power that. Then I'm going to put it there. That should be fine. Good. So that's 33 for this one. That means I need to build 33. 33, what are they called? Gears. Yes, gears. And that needs to be... I can build that out here, and since we have this as speed 1.5, that actually means I only need 22 of these. That needs 11 plus 11, and then I get a return belt from here, and I get another return belt, and these will not be proliferated because don't want to proliferate this. Nope, not a, I want to be even more clever than this. That comes from the back and goes in. Go away. Then I build it on this one. And it should be gears. This will be 11 per second plus 11 per second. That's 22 per second. plus the crafting speed. That means it's 33 per second, which is exactly what we need. Perfect. Now this one will grab from here and go onto the closest. This one will grab from here and go onto that. Very simple. Build. And they are going to be, of course, fast enough on the transfer. Sorted transfer is really not a problem. It's a really big problem in the beginning, and then it's absolutely no problem after that. Now all I need to do is get this one to go over there. Easy. And go to there. And that actually works, I hope. I am going to get the proliferation in first. Here, none of it is coming on the outside. I will be requesting here, and let's make 2000. And let's also just make 2000. And that one. I will request this immediately. All of these there. And then I just need 2 of these. And unfortunately, if we could mirror it, that would be nice, but it's not really possible to mirror things. As of yet, at least. There we go. And you will also be getting stuff. So what do we need now? We are getting closer, yes, but we are not quite there yet. We are missing the coils, and we are missing the production for our fire ice. So I know this episode is going a bit long, but I also wanted to sort of illustrate all the things that we can build with this, and that means we are going to build like really. The other builds are going to be really simple. These are a bit more complicated because of all the back and forth here. Aren't you getting it? Yeah, you should be getting it. Up here, I think we have a decent build. It should be pretty. I hope I can build it in this little area because oh wow, I don't have a lot of this. Ah shoot, go away. Oh, that was actually interesting. It just didn't have anything in here. Oh, it did have a bit. There we go. A bit. And that will be here. And then the other one can go there. Now, you are going to make non-proliferated, of course, because it's just these kind of things. And there, no proliferation, no nothing. And I want to make sure that we have a very simple build. I am going to push you back and back, and then I want to build how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. That 7 is exactly the number I want because that gives us 10. Let's have a look at this. Here, if this was speed 1, then it would produce 2 per second. And if that would be 14, but it is here, so it's going to be producing 21 per second. And that means 21 plus 21 can't be put on a single belt. So that's why I built 2 belts here. Then I need the inbounds on the other side here. That will be the magnets. They come out at 60. Remember that. And here. That means I can build here. And then it will go return. Very, very simple build. And then hopefully I have enough space here get both of them done. Otherwise we'll just shunt it one down. Yep. And then return. Brilliant. Alright. And inputs and outputs. Input. 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 Output. And output. Oh, didn't get it. Output. Very, very, very simple. That is 21. Plus 21. Plus 21. No. Plus 21 plus 21. So that's 84 being produced per second on this little tiny build. Oh, talking too much. I'll build it here, I'll build it here, I'll build it here, and then you go. And we'll do the same on the other side. Get that sorted. And you are powered. Yes. Now this one, I think I have to build this external. There and there. So these will have to be, oh, that means I also need warpers for this. So let's get warpers in, but nothing else. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. That is the build, and remove request. This one is also outside request. Oops, no internal request. This will be here. That's important to make that immediately, and I want to hook this up, well, immediately. And if I do this, that means now I have 164, and that's more than enough. I need 146 for the whole build. Just did that calculations in advance, but we now have 164. That is done. Last one we want to do. Remember, with this one required 48 inbound. The particle containers require 48 inbound electromagnetic turbines, so it also requires 42 or 48 inbound graphene, and that means it's 4 times 12 in order to get it. And I'm going to use my very last one here. Oof. And then we really need this one to get going. Now, for this build, it should be a pretty straightforward build. I'm not going to proliferate it because I'm using graphene, and I'm using fire ice, and fire ice is dirt cheap. So if I build it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, not a problem. Great. Might be a problem with the power poles, but we'll get to that. Alright, I'm going to get fire ice inbound, and I am going to get hydrogen outbound, and I am going to get the graphene that we wanted outbound. I'm not going to proliferate. I'm not going... Oh, I am maybe going to do this, I guess. Kind of, maybe. Maybe. Don't know. And this will be requested both local and global. This one will be provided both local and global. This one will only be provided local. Great. So what happens is I am going to take from this side fire ice. We've done this with before. And then we get the return builds to return items. This goes just a little corner. Why a little corner? Because we always need to make sure that hydrogen has some space to work on. And hydrogen then means comes out. There. And I'm going to make the fire ice this build. And it's 2 per second in, 2 per second out. Great. Really, really straightforward on this build. And that means also we can start firing up the inbounds. That's going to be in, graphene, and hydrogen. In, and graphene, and hydrogen. Perfect. And I will get all the way down here. Oops, I need to make sure this gets built before we build the next, or we tap it in. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And it'll be mirrored, so I can't copy paste it because it's mirrored and not a copy paste. There. Yep, just like that, and it doesn't. No clipping, but still looking good. That one. And you go to this location, and let's get the power pole order. Here, this will be in, graphene, hydrogen, in, graphene, and hydrogen. Good. Hopefully there's room for it. Now I did it in the wrong direction. I should always design it from closest to the poles, because the compactness might be a problem. But power poles, I have 16 power poles. Ugh, not a lot, but also not a problem. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. No kidding. No kidding. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Power is done. I am going to request. Let's request it local first. Also running out of that. We're running out of everything, but that's cool because we're also almost at the end of where we need to go. So I will be doing that one first. Get that. Come on. You can go faster. Why is it so slow though? It's weird. Oh well. I think I don't want more than 500 here. And once that's done, I can now start requesting it also remotely. We want to make sure that we are requesting local first. Let's see if all of it works. This is always exciting that we want to fire up everything at the same time. Oh yeah, this is local. That's not happening. That means you also need a warper. We don't have those things local. That's the problem. And that means this one goes up to 5,000. There. Unfortunately. And the other one goes up to 5,000. Oh yeah, you know what? Then you probably need these as well. And you're going to be local there. And you also don't get much progress unless you have a few warpers. There. I'm actually running out of warpers myself, so that's not great. This will be local demand and local demand. Ah, they're coming in. Nice. And that's coming in once it gets this part. Okay, we're getting something in here, but we are not getting the warpers yet. Actually, let's just do that. Whoop, there we go. Now they should be launching. Why not? This is bugging me why it's not getting any iron inbound. What are we missing? Maybe I'm just not having enough production there. I'm gonna do this one as well. This will be local demand, and I will also realize that I should have built this inbound and inbound here. And this will be providing everywhere. Yep, you. That's not correct. Not this one. It's going to be that one. Wow, did I just miss that? Yeah, I did. Yep. Oh. Good thing I noticed before you commented about it. Alright, so I'm going to get 2,000. Local. Never global. Definitely not provided there. And this one is never providing. This one's also inbound here. Inbound local. That one should work, right? Yeah, they're not getting the iron inbound. I have no idea why they're not getting any iron inbound here. I got the warpers, I got that. I think I might just be running out. But that's why we want to make sure that we have all of this crap done so that we can build we can build a smelting planet, which is really what we want. We want to build a smelting planet. And I think I want to make the closer one, that one, into a smelting planet. It has vast quantities, so that's definitely going to be there. Alright, we're going to wait a bit and then see if everything can come in here, and hopefully it'll work. And that's the very first iron coming in. That's very nice. It'll need to go out immediately again. The other one has also finally decided that it has found some place where it can get it. So what happens is we're going to make a lot of gears. Gears go in here and make a lot of this. Or everything is triple proliferated, so we're getting plus 25% extra goodies. They go out here. The other one isn't started yet, but that's because this is still inbound. We're going to go over here and see if this works. It is coming in with some. They're flying there. They're coming in. Let's watch the very first one. There we go. The very first ones are coming in. And do we like it? Why are you not proliferated? Shoot. That's not. Well. It'll be proliferated soon enough. This one. Triple proliferated. Great. And we get the electromagnetic turbines. They will go up on this belt. Right now it's not compressed. And that's actually because we are just not getting enough of this. And I think we're not getting enough of it because only half of it is working. It's already burned through all the iron. Yeah. But we're going to be making a smelting planet soon, so that will be sorted eventually. What we want to see is that it's just working. And when this one gets to 1,000, then it's going to be shipping it back. We're still getting copper inbound. And if I do have some excess copper, do I? Yeah, we'll take some excess copper from here and just plop it in here. There we go. And look at that. We have finally the production of the particle thing. And let's have a look on this part. Look at that. We are actually just keeping up. We are just producing 1.89 gigawatt. As you can see, we're not really consuming anything. We have a generation from Dyson Shell because we are not requesting anything inbound. Well, we are requesting, but we're not getting any small carrier rockets inbound. So again, small carrier rockets, that's the thing we need. But before we can even get there, we have to go build a massive quantum chip factory. So we have tons and tons of interesting things to do. I hope you are interested in keeping up with the series as we go into the MEGABASE area. And this is just one more little thing. We wanted to go like a serious amount of particle containers. We have built it now, and we have our new system online. Such a dubious system is online. So thank you everyone for watching, for following, for subscribing, and for pledging on Patreon, and being part of the Twitch community as well. Thank you all for being part of it. I think we've done some really cool designs. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, as always, take care and stay effective.